Hi, this is Dana, and I will talk in this video about Judgment Day and a little bit about how it unfolds. Mostly, I chose to talk about this topic now with a little bit of guidance from God, but mostly because I'm pissed off at some jerks who keep attacking me for many karmic cycles. And they keep stealing from me and they keep doing all of this stuff. So I hope they get to hear this. I'm pretty sure they do. So they will understand how we stand on this matter. So basically, I spoke about briefly about some of the attacks, those that were guided to me by God to describe at this point in time. I will continue, of course, the list, but the point is you have a period of time in which you are trained, you learn, you fight, you evolve, um, you carry on your fight of bondage breaking. For me, it's been years already. A lot of the spiritual fighting I've done before I learned details that this is a spiritual fighting. Once the attacks became too brutal, I started consciously learning about spiritual fighting and conducting my spiritual fighting and developing my um, spiritual path, including, if you want to call it this way, professional career path in spiritual teaching and so on. Simply because everything that is 3D, essentially, it's been shown to me and proven to me by God continuously that it's essentially only a grip of darkness and a grip they use, individuals that work with darkness use against you to get access at you and to attack you more. So once you pass the test of spiritual fighting and you break the bondages guided to you by God um, as necessary to be broken, Judgment Day comes. When a karmic cycle is over, and specifically also when a situational karmic cycle is over, the Judgment Day comes. And usually, what happens when the Judgment Day comes, you go through a different test, which I described a little bit earlier in the previous video, namely, all these jerks who have been stealing rights from you, stealing your identity and doing lots of bondages in your name, stealing gifts from you, stealing your destiny, stealing your marriage and your marriage rights, um, doing lots of denigration, slander, persecution, bullying, lots of bullying in spiritual fighting. There's a lot of bullying happening specifically on subconscious level. This is one of the way in which they vampirize you, which they draw your energy by bullying you on subconscious level, by brutally attacking you and specifically creating events in your life to traumatize you, because during a traumatizing encounter they get basically to do the most harm to you. For example, attachment, spirit watcher uh, attachment that is done during traumatizing events, because that's when you're the most sensitive and your energy opens up a lot. Um, so after they do all of this, after they do uh, death spells, sacrifice rituals, soul contracts, which essentially come down to offerings of your soul to different dark entities and monsters, dark magic, necromancy, um, demonic attachments, um, sex magic, artificial telepathy, gang stalking. They transfer their bad karma to you for many karmic cycles, um, stealing stealing your rights, stealing your new beginning, because at the end of each karmic cycle, God offers you a new beginning. But they steal that either by planting someone in your life, sending someone your way, or by blocking you in one way or another, dragging you down. I mean, all of these attacks, they have a purpose, although they seem stupid and silly. Actually, they do have a purpose, a logic. Most of their attacks are to drag you down and to drag you into a karmic cycle, because in a karmic cycle, they feel sort of, let's say, at home. They can do harm to you because divine justice will come at the end of the karmic cycle. Of course, God will make justice for you on the path to there, but the judgment, the final judgment, comes at the end of the karmic cycle. This is why they are so keen to transfer their karma to you. So basically, they transfer the karma to you so they will get away with everything they stole, all the wrong things they did to you, get away with murder, keep what they stole, and to get to steal some more from you, you know. So after they've done all of this to me in ways in which it's impossible to describe, then when Judgment Day comes, they do exactly same attacks in order to get undeserved forgiveness from you, which will empower them to open a new karmic cycle. Um, it's what actually is, it's a violation of your energetic space, in which they continue to do the same spells, the same witchcraft, the same sorcery, and the same uh, to force you to feel sorry for them. Um, I want to say this. This is why I'm making this video for these jerks, so they will know I feel no fucking sorry for nobody. I feel no pity, no compassion, no empathy. Nothing, nothing on the face of the planet for them. They have done harm to you. They poisoned my dogs. They poisoned me. I have no empathy whatsoever. All the training God has put me through was meant specifically for this. Transmutation is meant specifically for this. So you will learn to detach, because at Judgment Day, what everybody has to understand is that by giving undeserved forgiveness, you step on God's toe. And for these jerks who keep trying to get undeserved forgiveness, I want to clarify one thing. The day the judgment started on you all is the day when I've done my job, I passed my tests. And to be clear to you, is the day when war started for you with God Himself. God took notes of everything everyone has done. God has guided me patiently to do my job, which was to break the bondages and to carry on the spiritual fighting. I have done my job. Judgment Day started already for all of you. Now you are at war with God. What everybody has to understand is that if when this phase starts of God conducting war at them, returning to them everything they sent to you, you must step back. You must make sure you're not in God's way, because God is making justice for you by judging and punishing them. There is an entire process which develops between God and them. God will punish them and is punishing them according to astral roles and with a purpose to teach them lessons. But it's not going to be a joke. This is not going to be the same kind of teaching that I had with God. This is a teaching they will have in which they will learn the hard way. They had 7 years in each karmic cycle to learn in a decent way, to learn lessons. They didn't, they refused. When you get to the Judgment Day, you learn the hard way. And basically, everything you have done, it's being done to you. And I want to be very clear on this. For all the jerks who keep attacking me, I have requested specifically God to return to you everything you have done to me. So you will fucking learn your lessons. Never ever to do harm again. And I asked God to punish you so harshly, so in your DNA would be a reflex created in which you yourself will reject the type of forces that you have sent to me. So, as I said, this message is mostly because I'm pissed off and I want to clarify things for some jerks, but I hope it's going to be useful for everybody else to understand. You have to step aside, allow God to conduct war with them. Detach, transmute. This is why I gave the videos on transmutation, and this is why God wanted at this point in time those informations out so everybody will understand. You must make sure you don't stay in God's way, because if you do, a new karmic cycle will be created for you. And for all the girls that keep attacking me, trying to force me, this what you're doing, this is again violating astral rules. This is uh, an effort you're making to bend my free will, to force upon me some undeserved forgiveness, which I do not give to you. You have no idea how determined I am to see punishment on you. And as I told you from the day one when I started this fight, you'll fucking learn faith and fear of God. You will learn not to mock people and not to bully people that live in faith of God. You will learn to respect, and if not, at least to fear people that walk the spiritual path with God. And I prayed for this each and every single day throughout all these years when I was forced to live a terrifying experience, a traumatizing experience, and excruciating pains. I'm not going to go into more than that. But you will learn through this judgment and punishment which comes upon you that you must not mess with people that walk with God. There is no fucking empathy for you. Nothing, nothing. And I hope everyone else will learn this lesson so they can take advantage of this situational karmic cycle ending. So they will not walk into another karmic cycle with jerks who have done only harm and who have had endless opportunities to stop, and they just refused, just the same like they refused in Judgment Day to stop. They simply cannot stop. They simply think they can fool everybody, God included. You're not going to fool anyone. You're not going to fool anyone. And you, as I promised in the beginning, you will learn to make vows in public markets, praying to God for forgiveness. I hope you're not going to get any. And for everybody else, you must know that justice, divine justice, will come after the judgment, after God is done with them, and punishment is enforced. And again, this is so in order to avoid that they would steal again for you and they would open another karmic cycle. So Judgment Day requires you to sit back, not stand in God's way, do not give any undeserved forgiveness, continue to claim justice, judgment, and punishment. So this can end, so we can all move on. So all the darkness they created will be sent back from where it comes. So we can actually start living and creating. So we can move on our path.